G'day legends, Seano here and welcome to my Monday night live stream. It's been a bit of a crazy weekend, so we thought we'd jump on and see who is out there in the Afl Supercoach community, who wants to have a bit of a rant, who wants to have a bit of a chat. I'm not very organised, we're supposed to start like this. Yes, and we thought we'd see who's out there. If you're watching the video now, please drop me a subscribe and like the video. And if you're watching in the future sometime, do the same thing. But also leave me a comment down below and let me know how your team went. Cheese, how are you, Cheese? A bit of a disaster this week. Yes, I think there'll be a few of us. 1682. Sorry to hear that, buddy. Yep, I did better this week, but yeah, that score's much like mine last week. So I think I might move up the ranks a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if I stay about where I am. We'll get to my team in a bit of a second, but yes, we can have a big of a rant about Supercoach and all those things. But before we get on to a rant about Supercoach, I've got a bit of a community announcement here, a bit of a rant on something else related. And Seano likes a good rant every once in a while, so I was watching another streamer's live stream. I was watching it today as a repeat. I wasn't watching it live. My good mate DR from over at the Swordplay guys, the Swordplay streams. If you're not already subscribed to the Swordplay guys, please go and subscribe to them and check out their channel. They do a lot of hard work. And apparently he was saying that some guy was giving him a hard time in chat and abusing him and talking shit about his kids and stuff like that. Like, I just have to say that I haven't had to ban anybody yet. I came close on my last live stream. Now, I'm not such a serious guy, and I can take the piss out of myself, and I don't mind if people take the piss out of me, but I guarantee you, if you start coming on here and abusing and performing, I'm going to ban you in a second. And yeah, if you start talking about people's kids and that, you need to really get a life. Like, these people, like the Swordplay people, they're doing this out of the love. They're not getting really any money. Those guys are actually a lot bigger than me, and they are monetized by YouTube, but they give a lot of what they get away to charities and things, which is just brilliant. It just shows how nice they are. And I can guarantee you that nobody out here doing streams on Supercoach is really making money. We're all just doing it for the love of. We love AFL, we love Supercoach, and we love the community and chatting to it. It's a lot of extra work. It's like having a second job. If you've got a job where you work 40 hours a week, it's like going home. And for those guys with how much content they put out, it's probably like another 30 hours or 20 to 30 hours a week of, you know, not just being live, but all the stuff you do behind live. So it doesn't hurt to give them a like, and don't be rude and a complete tosser when you go into their chats, or you should be banned and deserve to be banned. Like, I'm out here begging for likes and subs, but honestly, if you don't like my channel and you don't like what I say, I'd prefer that you just don't watch, you know. But that's my little rant for the day. Whether it's on a YouTube, Facebook, or anything, be nice to our fellow human beings. It's Easter. It's time to be nice to humans, nice to your family, nice to your friends. So that's my little rant. Some things are more important than Supercoach. Don't go around abusing people. You know, if you can't keep it to yourself, go and lock yourself in a room and never come out. Anyway, that's my little rant. So let's get into the teams, and you can see your teams. I know a few of you out there probably agree with me because I saw you over there in the other stream as well. But yeah, just needed to say that and get it off my chest because it really makes me sick when I see things like that. All right. Karen, hey Karen, how you going? Nice to see you, Karen. I apologize to all you lovely people out there, and thank everyone for the support that everyone gives me, like you, Cheese, and you, Karen, who roll up here to my live streams all the time and chat with me and are super nice, and that's why I keep doing it. It's I probably would sit here and talk to myself, but I really enjoy chatting to you guys, and so yeah, appreciate everyone being here. Yeah, you guys are absolutely awesome. So Karen, your evening Seano might be an arvo. Yeah, it's almost evening here. It's 4 o'clock, getting towards it. Drama this week with Richards laid out and Dacos. You're boosting for Holmes. $100 left in the bank. Just a solitary $100, eh? English, yeah, trade in disaster. 132 emergency rucks stuck on the bench. I saw a post today. I sent it to myself on Facebook saying English 3 to 6 weeks. So I hope that's not true. But if it is, does that mean we have to trade another Primo? I don't think I've ever seen a season where so many must-have primos have either been laid outs or dropped or injured. I don't think it has to be a record. There is no way, like, for highly owned players, that this many have ever gone down before this early in the season. G'day, Corey. How are you? Scored 1774. Not bad with Dacos, Flanders, Callahan, Ash, Sinclair, and no Roses laid out. Could be could trade out. Pooh, Marshall had Clark and Robertson, traded in Watkins. Yeah, I wanted to trade in Watkins and I missed it. So sometimes, things happen to get you lucky. I did trade in Brian Myers, though, who ended up getting a 70, but he was on like 25 or 6 or something at half time, which I paid up for him. I didn't want to get Cozzy Pickett, who scored 100 million. I didn't want to get Zach Maley, who also scored 100 million. So we just got Myers, who scored 70 and was, yes, very, very scary. I scored Crew a 1806, which I think is reasonable for what I had in team. Unlike Corey here, though, I don't have a lot of ammunition sitting on the bench. That was only with really Sinclair and Flanders and the late out of Nick Dacos. So it doesn't give me much hope for my team next week. But but I'll take that after my 1660 or whatever it was last week, 1806. And I won my league. As we discussed, I really like my league. This was my league match today, 1806 to 1787. So even with my disastrous start to the season this season, I have won all 3 of my league matches in my league, which really matters to me. And we actually managed to win a few other leagues as well, which is kind of nice. We have a quick look now. We won that one. That's one I just showed you. We won this one by 2 points. That must have been a close one. We lost this one by 100. Lost that one by over 100. Won this one. And these overall ones haven't gone. So it's only my 3rd week of league matches. And the last 2 weeks, all except the one that I really care about, I'd lost every one. So it was nice to win a few of the other ones. Nath, Gorn, Grundy, Farrow, Grundy, Farrow, Lock, and Load. I'm done with Ruck Roulette. If English is out for 3 weeks or more, I guess I'll just get Gorn. I think I might be a bit short of money, but I think I might be able to do it. My plans were to get rid of Parrish, which will still happen, move Grill into the midfield, and to get Whitfield in the back line. If I can do that and still afford to get English to Gorn, as we said, I saw on Facebook, it said 3 to 6 weeks. I guess I'll do that. I guess that's the plan then. I might have to do a boost, and I still might get the kid from Collingwood, the ruckman from Steen, Oscar Steen. That's his name, isn't it, Crew? You let me know. So still might get him. I know we only got a 38 or something this week, but he'll give me some money and he'll be, hopefully he can have another couple of games. We've seen that 50% ruck split. They can score okay on a good day. He didn't look great this week, but I still might get him. I would have got that Jones fella from the Bulldogs, but it looks like he's injured, so I can't get him now. And Tyler Byrne, well, he had how much did he score? He didn't have the best game in the world either, did he not? I can't see what he scored. He would have to go through players to see what he scored. And I figure if you're on the field, aren't you supposed to just come up in here when I put in the filters? Oh no. Got a 29, so that doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. At least the guy with 50% ruck time might actually get a decent score at some point. How was everyone's Easter anyway? How did everyone's Easter go? I hope you all, besides Supercoach, let's try and not talk too much about Supercoach. How was everyone's Easter? I hope you all had a really good one. I hope you haven't overdosed on chocolate and sugar. I might have overdosed on a bit of sugar, but I didn't eat too much actually. I wasn't too bad. Seano wasn't too bad. Corey says you had English. Luckily, you got Holmes. Holmes had a good game. I just finished watching the game. We jumped on straight afterwards. Hey, Mass, how you going? Suffered the wrath of Shorty's SC Tug Tour 2046 in my YouTube league. Wow. Yeah, he beat me last week, I believe. Yeah, that's a pretty big score. I think there'll be some reasonable scores around this week. And then we get into best 18, full games next week, which have to say, if we hadn't been no buy, I hate round zero as much as the next person, but if we hadn't had early buys, potentially some of us could have had zeros on our field, and we've had so many outs and late outs. Yeah, it would have been a bit worrying without the best 18. Not that I like it, but could have been a few zeros floating around. Karen, you traded in Bailey Smith, I assume that is, last minute instead of Lukosius. Hope it pays off long term. You try to get Gorn, but your $100 bank is a bit low. Yes, Gorn's probably worth more than a cheeky $100. Bailey Smith was a good pick, though. He had another good game, right? 40 scores. What did the Mr. He was on fire when nice. 118. Take that. Looks like we worried that he wasn't going to be the new rules, that he wasn't going to be that great. Looks like he's going to be a fine pick. Lukosius. I had Lukosius instead of Myers, and they last minute I changed my mind to Lukosius, and I was going to take the money, and then I'm like, nah, don't do it, Seano. Don't do it. He'll just get a 30, and then you won't get the money out of him anyway. So I went back to Myers, who got me a 70 anyway, which I think is Lukosius scored about a 70 as well. Plus, he would have gone up about 50k. So, yep, another Seano decision. Corey, at least your draft team and your league's going well. Can't believe Tom Powell over McAndrew had to take. Played Tom Powell over McAndrew in your draft league. Had to take the Sheasel VC. Yeah, I had to take some nasty. I had to take a captain on Noah Anderson in my draft league, which was a bit rough. Farrow is a must this week. He's only played one game, isn't he, Corey? Has he played two or has he played one? I like the look of him. He did look good. If he's played two, I'd say I don't like to say must have. He's only played one game, so we can have one more look at him. And he got a 49. He did look good, but he does cost 163k. So I'm going to have a look at him for one more week, and then I will pick him up the week after. But I think I'm going to have enough problems this week without getting in early rookies. Happy Easter to you, Wayne. Wayne Randalls, nice to see you, mate. Paris, how are you, buddy? Paris Pole, good to see you. How do we improve our teams when we need to keep trading out primos? Yeah, it's a good thing. And how do we save our trades like we all said we were going to and tried to do? Like how many? I'm thinking about boosting this week, and I'm at 33 trades. So, that's going to make me have 30 trades, and when we're at round 5, which is a bit of a worry. And really, it's kind of my own fault a little bit. Like, we couldn't have avoided the injuries, but I reckon I could have had 2 or 3 more trades if I had gone the guns and rookies, and I had picked a little bit smarter with the buys too. Like instead of having Anderson and Walsh, if we had Steele and LDU, which I didn't. I was big on LDU preseason. If you guys saw my video, which not many people did, so I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't. But I was big on LDU, and Steele at 500k might have been worth a swing. And if I had done that, would have been, even instead of Dacos, maybe I could have got, LDU instead of Dacos and saved the money and planned to get Dacos later. But could have worked out a lot better. I'd have higher scores, and I wouldn't be, wanting to trade out half my team. I know, Paris, it's a big problem, isn't it? Every week we're trading for injuries. I missed Cook and Watkins, and I was very angry that I missed Watkins until I saw what he scored this week. And I almost got Watkins in this last week. I almost boosted to get him in, so that would have made a very angry Supercoach, Seano. But, he's kind of screwed his cash gen, hasn't he, for you crew who are out there and who have got him. So commiserations for that. I hope Cook is still going to make you a fortune, though. Brisbane's Bailey. Oh, he was good. Like Karen, he was good, was he not? I had a choice out of Pickett, Bailey, or Myers, and of course the one that Sean gets is the one that goes the worst. Oh, I keep doing it in the wrong spot. I'm not supposed to do it. Player research. You go into here, Seano. Don't you know how to operate Supercoach yet? So 107. So be happy with that at 470. I'd be happy with that. I think that's reasonable for a in your forward line. I'd be very happy with that. Kuma, what a bad Easter. I hope you only talked about Supercoach, mate. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to send out a bit of not only the love for the regarding to his Supercoach and his trolls out there, but also he mentioned something about someone sick in his family over Easter. So I hope that is all better, mate, and I hope that's all good. I haven't met the man personally, but he looks like one of the nicest humans on earth. Kuma, you hate our other teams are talking shit when we lose. Even crappy teams talk jack shit. They took JS to talk, thinking they're in the same boat as us. I don't know. There's not much point in talking, unless it's between your mates and it's a bit of fun. I mean, you're not here. Like we said, we still don't really know how the teams are going to be till they come out of buys. You can talk, if you want to get a bit brave and a bit bravo and talk a bit of shit, you better wait till about round 7 or 8 and then see how you're going. Really, if you're talking shit during the buy rounds, you're probably preempting yourself. Farrow's played too. Oh, this match. Yeah, sorry, it's not recording this. Sorry, Corey. Thanks for pulling up dodgy Seano, trying to give people wrong advice. 49. What did he get this week? So I'll probably be looking to get him in then. Could he get more than a 50 though? Oh, I'm going to do it every time, aren't I? A 90. Yeah, I'll be all over that. I saw he was doing okay when I was watching the match, but I didn't see he was doing that okay. Another thing I'd like to mention, commiserations to my Eagles boys. It was going to happen sooner or later. All these people up on their high horses saying that they thought the Eagles were going to be good. The Eagles are a lot better than them. The kids look good, but Sydney were always going to pulverise us, and so are the other good teams. Corey, I think your team is actually, I know you said, I think it was you that said you think the Eagles are ahead of North, but I honestly think North are way ahead about the Eagles in their rebuild or growth or whatever. I think at least you can hold your own most weeks. We're going to get pummeled by 100 still regularly, I would say. Just we've had a good team. Kumar giving it to the Collingwood fans. Rangatank just joined, may have missed the chat, but who's the sideways for English? I think if you got the money, you just go to Gorn. Especially if you're like me and you're running McAndrew at round R2. If you can just get the money, get to Gorn. 175. He's going to go up. He's almost going to be 700. But what else do you do? Maybe you could go Jackson if you want to go a little bit cheaper. 126. He might actually go down in value a little bit. 140 is his break even. So I still worry about Jackson and the role there, but he seems to be doing fine. So if you can't afford Gorn, I guess go Jackson or go the opposite to whoever I said because, gee, Seano's having a rough time. I need to apologise to the community as well. Yep, my number one pick for defence was Jordan Clark, so I ruined him for everybody. Thankfully, I went the cheaper option, who still didn't work out very well for me, of Josh Dacos, who got me, what did he get, a 94. But I still think Clark will be all right, and I certainly wouldn't trade him. Hey, this is something I was thinking, crew. All of these good backmen, even Ash, even Whitfield, everyone basically except Sinclair in the back line have seemed to drop these really low floor scores of like the 60s or 70s. Does anyone think it might have something to do with the new game rules? And because they're looking to move the ball on quicker now and people have to stand the mark more, and they can run around them, they're not chipping it around in the back line as much. Is that a theory, or is that just Seano trying to grab at straws and thinking, trying to justify why they're doing low? Houston got 100. So, Houston came back and got 100. I'll take it. He still kicked about 3 or 4 clangers as well. So Farrow 89. Yep, I think it came up. I think he got I think he actually got 90, Mass. I think he got an extra point. The cat's downfall has started, Kuma. It's a good game. It's an exciting game. Just I watched the game here while I was doing other stuff on computer. Exciting game. Who do I think the trade targets are this week? Yeah, definitely Farrow. Maybe problem in midfield. So the problem is I might go Carroll to Farrow. Can make a tiny bit of money. How much money does Seano have? 266. I was going to get rid of Parrish and get... so should we get out the spreadsheet for Seano? I can show you what I'm going to do. Should we get the... where's the nerd? So I'm thinking of doing something like... coming up. Here we go. Parrish out, Whitfield in, which leaves me 74k in the bank. Oh, I think that's just a little bit short to go to Gawn. I could probably go straight to Jackson and just do 2 trades. Oh, but then I want Farrow, so I'll probably have to boost this week. Hopefully, if I go something like Carroll, who's worth 180 something, 180, 900, there it is underneath it. Seano's blind, and he even has his glasses on. To Farrow, who is 163 even. Gives me 92k, and I might just be able to go 92k on top of English, 700k. I might just be able to get Gawn with those 2 trades. So that's, and I still might do a boost, maybe. I'm not too sure. Good thing is they say that Dacos is probably back next week. Did you guys hear that? Probably. I don't want to believe it probably, but and English 3 weeks. Are we're just trading English for 3 weeks, are we? I mean, we just traded Sherry for 3 weeks. Can we potentially? I don't think we can keep him. My Duff Tyler and my 40 points isn't going to go very far. Windsor should have been gone 2 weeks ago, but had to hold. I was the same with Blackiston. Corey could only get rid of Blackiston this week. Thank God I did, though. Didn't do very good this week. So going to trade Farrow this week. Is that you, Corey? I think that's the DPP as well that he's got. Don't forget, crew, 1 more round to go. We just got to get round 5 out of the way before we start seeing, before we should get DPP for Philippou if he can play another game, Marshall if he can play another game, Buderick, who's probably lucky to survive my team this week. He was on the chopping block. Robertson needs to play 1 more game. You assume he comes right back in after his suspension. Blamiers should go to defense. Sarong should go to the midfield. So 1 more round, and we should have a little bit more flexibility in the way of DPPs, which will be nice. Karen says overall score 2015. That's a very nice score, Karen. You're going to jump up a lot of ranks. Like, I'm thinking that I may move on an 1800 score. I might not. Probably stay about even, I would think. What did the rest of you guys score this week? What do you reckon's a par score? About 18 to 1900 a par? 18 to 1900 with everything going on? Michael Rubenstein, fingers crossed Lachlan Smith plays for when English is injured. Why, you've got him as your R3, do you? That'd be nice. Some people might have to get Marshall this week from Port. Yeah, if you don't have him and Marshall plays, which I'm praying to the Supercoach gods that he does. For me, not for you guys who have to get him, but for me, yeah, kind of would really, I don't really want to be fielding any more Lombards or Philippus if I can absolutely get around it. This is another reason I got Myers in this week, crew. I know he's not going to be like have a massive ceiling or anything, but I just need to shore up this forward line. Now I've got the 3 big dogs there, and hopefully I can just get 3 guys that are going to play on the field here, which would be nice. Hey, the Asian Supercoach, how you going? I had a great Easter. Thank you very much. I hope you had a really good Easter too, and everybody else out there as well. Any rookies that you're looking in the forward line to bring in? Farrow, yes, now I'm looking to bring Farrow in. I liked him pre-season, and now that I've seen he's got a 90, and you would think with how Essendon played in the last 3 quarters, and he looked good, and he's looked composed, and he looked like he had a nice kick on him, you think they'd be crazy to drop him. So, I mean, does anyone know why Sharp didn't get a game either? Is Sharp still injured, or they just decided not to pick him? So, a bit annoyed that I've got Sharp and Murdoch. Obviously, Murdoch will come back, you'd assume, but Sharp's just sitting there doing nothing, which is a bit annoying. Here we go. Sorry, I didn't put your up on the screen. I didn't put you up on the screen. Steen, I was looking at Steen, but now Farrow is an option. I'd probably take Farrow over Steen. I still consider Steen, but I probably don't want to use a boost if I don't have to, just because the way my team is set up with, I've got Duff Tyler, and I've got McAndrew. So having a Steen there would be helpful to just be able to move everything between the forward line around. Potentially Lombard to Steen. Lombard can make a little bit more money, but it doesn't look like he's going to make a lot of money. He sort of looked like he had a good start to the game, and then he just gave up. A 56. How much more money will Mr. Lombard make? So he got a. Oh yeah. Don't want to work. There we go. So he got a 56. If we put this in here, so this week he'll go up 16K, and then say he can keep getting 50s, and you can't really see him getting too much more than the 50, can you? So if he got a 50 for the 2 weeks after that, he potentially go up another 10. He got 20K. 20K is not very much, right? If we kept him for another 2 weeks to go up 20K, that's if he gets 50s, if he gets a 50. So Lombard to Steen. I know Steen, what did he get? He got a 39 or something like that. Is that correct? He got a 30-something. 80 first week, and why does Seano always do it in the wrong section? He got a 41. So he got an 80 and a 41. Yeah, so there, Schoenberg, I don't think I'm going to go to Schoenberg. I don't think. Mitch Edwards, he's already gone up, hasn't he? He had a decent game. A 57. No, hasn't gone up, so potentially could go up. So, oh no, he will go up. He will go up this round, so I won't be getting him because he's already gone up. I'll probably prefer to take the risk for my team on Steen just because he's cheaper, basically. Live from Port, yeah, that's still his. What about him? He's not due to go up, is he? Geez, wasn't Watkins? Does Watkins get dropped or what? Wasn't that a bit rough? 52, and now it's got a 54, so he will be due to go up to 50. So I guess he's someone to consider. So there's a few to consider. I don't love any of them, but there's a few to consider. Farrow's the one I think I like. He's got a really nice kick. He's not going to need a lot of possessions to get a reasonable score, even if he has low possessions. If he has a high accuracy rate, DE. Does anyone know what DE stands for? When you're looking at all the stats and everything, I always wonder, but I just say accuracy, and I don't know why, because I can hardly pronounce it. I almost have to get Ralph Wiggum out every time I say it.
Me fail English?
That's
That's
impossible.
impossible.
Thank you, Ralph. I did get it right this time, but... All right, Corey. Jackson plays Collingwood and Eagles next too. Ooh, that's pretty juicy matchups, but I think Max Gawn's just shown he's going to be number one, right? Who are going to be number 1 and 2 at the end of the season? Any predictions by Rux? I think we know so far that Max just looks like he's going to be number 1. But who's going to be number 2? Was English looking good enough to be number 2? Is Jackson going to be number 2? Is Sherry going to come back and become number 2? I'm just not sure. I guess if I get Jackson now, I can always get the next best ruck later on. Again, it's a lot of money. I'm kind of restricting my team and the amount of money that I have. I'm kind of going into this round, the next round, with the team I should have started the season with. You already got Gawn with 6 and thinking Jackson or Grundy. I think that's fair. Who other would we really consider? You're going to consider Grundy. You're going to consider Jackson. Grundy had his beautiful matchup against the Eagles this week. Jackson's got that matchup in a couple of weeks. So, God knows how much he could score as well. I think there's a bit of talk about them dropping Flynn over here, and I'm praying to God. They talked about bringing back Bailey Williams, which I'm sure that's what Minnie McWalter will do, because Minnie McWalter hates Seano. But I would love it if they would play Archer Reed and Duff Tyler in the ruck and give those two guys a go. But I can't see that happening. It's just not Minnie McWalter style. Just happy there's no more buyers rang a tank. I am too, but I'm still a bit worried that if we keep having the disasters we have at the moment, we might get some zeros on the field. It was pretty close to being some zeros. If there wasn't best 18, it might have been some zeros. I have to say, too, very disappointed in Anderson as well. I bought Anderson as a uber primo, thinking he'd be in the top 4 or 5 midfielders, and he's just not delivering for me. And, I have to say, it's the Walsh and the Anderson pick, I think I got on the bandwagon a little bit too much. But we live and we learn. Farrow 163k, Oversteen 119k. Yeah, I might look at both of them. Mass are just for my structure, that is. But if I had to pick one, I'd pay the 163 for Farrow. He's got DPP. He looks good. He's in a team where he's going to play. Don't forget, Steen can be dropped at any time. They obviously Cameron's the number 1 man. Steen can jump, Cameron can't jump. Will they play them together? It looks like that's the plan for a lot of teams this year. Play 2 rucks like Hawthorn and, a few other teams like Freo. So it seems like a good ploy to play a big ruckman, a big body ruckman and a jumping ruckman together if you got a good one of each. So it looks like he'll keep playing, but, a couple of bad games, he could be dropped pretty quickly. Surely you can't drop Farrow, can you, after a game like that? But who knows with Brad Scott. He didn't bring Sharp back in, so that was enough to annoy me. In the second half, Blackson played key defence and Wright played ruck. Yes, he did. Corey, yes, that's exactly what happened, and that's how dominated he was getting, and then they just gave up on Blackstone, I think. Rumours are Brian back this week, listed as possible 1 week, I believe. So that's just Seano rumours, but I heard that somewhere saying there's potentially Brian's back this week. So if you have Blackstone still, you weren't able to boot him last week like me, this is probably the week to try and boot him. Obviously, keep an eye out on timesheets. Your timesheets, keep an eye out on your timesheets to make sure you get paid correctly, and keep an eye out on the team sheets to make sure that is actually the case. Scored 1842, not amazing, but had to damage control. I think 18. So I'm thinking 1800 where I am might be just under middle. I think that's 1850 sounds like about par to me, like mid of the road, not too bad. You might go up, you might go down, depending on where you are in the overall ranking. 1903 with Sarong on the bench. Oh, look at this, man, 126. And a lot of people had McAndrew on the bench too for a 123, which, ooh, that would have hurt. Yep, that hurts. I feel your pain, my friend. I guess things worked out for me in quite a lot of ways. That, like, I had Grill, but I had the loophole with Sinclair, so I got his 90. Had Selwood on the bench. I had Sarong on the field because he plays. If you've got a player that's playing the Eagles, make sure they're on the field. Just doesn't matter whether he's a rookie or not. If you've got someone playing the Eagles, make sure they're on the field, because the Eagles are gonna get whopped occasionally, regularly, you would say. Hawks fans should also be quiet about the umpire. Everyone always whinges about the umpires. Doesn't matter who your team is or whatever. When your team lose, you like to have a bit of a grumble about the umpires, or the yellow maggots, as my one-eyed eagle friend likes to call them. Grundy VC taking got your score. That got your score, Karen. Your 3 Brisbane players went over 100. Zorko, Neil, and Bailey, better than my free-falling rank last week. Yeah, well done, Karen. It's nice to, a nice move up. Nice to be happy, to see a bit of when I do my thumbnail for my video, which we'll do after this live video. So the live video, last time it went for 4 hours, crew. Now, I like to get to all your teams and all your comments, but I don't know if we can go 4 hours again. Love you guys, but I was having so much fun, I didn't even realize it went for 4 hours, but I do have to do the round review video tonight. Let me know if, I guess for you guys, I will show you what my overall, if the ranking is, if it comes out, but means I probably won't get many views on my round review, but that's all right. I'm here hanging out with you guys and girls. Sharp didn't play VFL. Okay, still injured. That's a good reason for not picking him. Kumar, 1914 from a Supercoach perspective. That's all. Doesn't matter if you can defend us. if we can't defend a centre clearance, I assume that means whatever team you support. I know my team, Eagles, we can't defend a centre clearance. We can't even get a centre clearance. Disposal efficiency, that's what DE means. Thank you, Corey. So I'm a bit behind on chat. Thank you, Kumar. So we must be a fair way behind chat. Feel it will be Grundy and Gawn. That's for the top 2 rucks. Very nice, very nice. That's who I'm definitely saying Gawn. Then I really don't know, to be honest. I think he can throw a blanket over the other 3. A backman and never number 1 ruck. Blackiston was a number 1 ruck in the waffle, I believe. If you go back and look at DFS and look at the waffle, he was the number 1 ruck in the waffle. But this is the way I should have done this research preseason before I picked him. The Eagles, if he was the number 1 ruck in the waffle and the Eagles could have picked him up and we don't have a ruck, why would we have not picked him up? He was getting 40 hit-outs in the waffle, but obviously we don't have any good ruckmen over here. Otherwise, they'd be playing for the Eagles. The Eagles can't find a good ruck, so if there's a decent ruck in the waffle, why wouldn't they get that ruck? So, yes, obviously as a number 1 ruck against high-quality competition, he's just not at that level. So maybe as a backman, he'll do good for you, but he's not going to score. He's not going to score for us at Supercoach. Archie Roberts 136, which boosted your Supercoach score, Muzz. Very nice, Muzz. Very, very nice. Archie Roberts, a bit of talk about him. Do we want to have a bit of a look? A bit of talk. I heard some other people. I didn't realise that he scored that much. 136 is very nice at 44.7. What do we... Here's a question I'd like to ask you guys. I know I'm a little bit behind chat. I'm asking a lot of questions. McKercher, what do we think of McKercher? 90 points in the first half and then 20 points in the second half. Is that do you guys and girls see it as a sign that he can score 180 in a match? or on a particular day he can score 40 in a match. Because I could save a lot of money by going McKercher instead of Whitfield, or even Archie Roberts. 50, 100, 100, but I don't know if that scares me or makes me happy. I don't know which way to look at it. You're saying you lost fair and square, Hawks fans? We beat Geelong and the Humps, Kumar. Blackstone curse on Sherry and English, pretty much. Karen, he's a trap. Should we get out the video? Kircher's a trap.
It's a trap.
McKercher's a trap, Karen. Is that what you were saying? I wouldn't say trading him out. I was thinking more about trading him in, Kumar. Definitely not trading him out. He's doing enough to stay in the team, and he could turn good. It looks like he got 100 last week, right? And now he scored 90 at halftime. Seems to have the role, but how do you only score 20 in the second half? The coach yelled at him. Maybe he chucked a sag. Did he spit his dummy out and decided not to play for the second half? Wouldn't trade for him. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be brave enough to trade him in. What about Archie Roberts? Do you like the look of that? I hadn't had a real good look at what was his stat lines for the Mr. Archie Roberts. Blues, Tigers, Eagles, Bombers. 29 kicks. 29 kicks. Played in that back line. Did he take kick-ins? He took 5 kick-ins, but a lot of people took kick-ins. But he took 5 kick-ins, 36%. 8 handballs, 12 marks, 4 contested possessions. It's a nice stat line. His heat map looks all right. Lots of in the back line over here. Lots around the back line here. I don't know if I'm brave enough to pick these 450 guys, but yeah, I just don't know if I'm brave enough to pick them. Bringing Coleman back in. Now, that could be a trap. Where is he again? Admiral, come out, Admiral.
It's a trap.
Yeah, Kitty, if you started Kitty and you had him, well done. You kept him. He's got you some points now. That's good. He's still Mr. Fix-It though, I think, and he can still be thrown around anywhere. So ride the money train. You know, he got almost 100 this week, didn't he? Ride the money train and get your money and then bail out when you can. But buying into him, I know you put the laughing symbol there, Karen, so I know you're not serious. But yeah, that's probably a little bit risky. I don't think Seano, that's not a Seano endorsed move. Bruin came back. I told people not to sell Bruin, so hopefully nobody did. Got a 92. Very nice. Like we said, Myers let me down. Buderick 72. He's not making any money. I'm happy for you people to move him on. I think I'll be keeping Buderick for one more week, and then my plan was if English wasn't going to get injured, Buderick turns into a Tuke Miller next week, or maybe one of those other forwards. But now I don't think with the whole English disaster, I don't know if I can afford it. Parrish definitely gone for me this week. Definitely gone. Just doesn't look like performing at a high standard. Give McKercher another week. I think if you've got him, McKercher seems fine for what you paid for him now. I mean, he's got you pretty much 100 2 weeks in a row for a 450k player. That's fine. You just need to. I would get worried if I saw a couple of 60s or 70s in a row. If I saw scores between 60 and 80, 2 of them in a row, then I would think about getting rid of him. Until then, I mean, like I said, I don't know which way to think. He got 90 at halftime. he could have had a massive score. He could have had a 140 or a 150. Just something happened. Just something happened. So I think you're definitely holding him. You definitely don't sell McKercher if you got him. He could be on the way up. So, but it's just a little bit weird. Karen says yes. But don't make him your trade. That's for Kircher or Archie Roberts. I guess they kind of both in the same boat, right? They both cost about the same amount. The scoring, Archie Roberts has been a little bit consistent the last couple of rounds, but also had a low score to start off with, a lot like McKercher. They're very similar picks. Or did I not highlight your? You're thinking about bringing? I didn't highlight it. Sorry, Karen. I was reading the chat but not highlighting it, so you can guys can read it. Karen made the joke saying she's thinking about bringing Coleman back in. Should have got Rochelle. You know what? The ship sailed for me. I thought about it before he went huge the first time, but the round 12 bye stopped me doing it, and so I don't mind missing. I know I've got Myers now that cost me an extra 100k and got less, but the round 12 bye, so I don't really want to collect any Adelaide players from that bye. It's same as I didn't get Worrell as well, who I kind of liked, and we were worried because of his injury scares, and he had another good week as well. Because now I'm thinking Petrarca back in a couple of weeks, if not this week, and Tuke Miller, who I want both in my forward line. I think they're going to be priorities for me, getting those guys into my forward line ASAP. And because the rookies in the forward line aren't really doing it. I mean, Marshall can potentially hopefully be able to go back if he plays this week. And Dev Roberton might need him in the midfield. So I'm hoping to have a forward line that looks a little bit like a Sheasel, Myers, Flanders. Instead of Buderick, it's like a Tuke Miller and then a Petrarca and then one rookie. Is what I'm hoping my forward line will look like within about 5 weeks before the buys. And that would give me three players out in the forward line, 3 guns out in round 12, plus Anderson and Butters. So that'd be 5, and that's the maximum I want. So if I had gone Rochelle, if I had gone Worrell, I think they're good, but I don't think they're the quality of Petrarca and Miller. And so I would have had to wait to after they had their round 12 buys to get those guys in. That's just so I'm not super unhappy that I don't have them, even though they're doing well and probably better than the players that I have. Like, what did Worrell get this week? He did pretty good, didn't he? Seano does it wrong again every single time. 120, yeah. I talk about getting there every week, and I didn't get him, and look at that. Look at his run. Even with his run, I'm still not doing it, Kumar. But if you've got not many of those round 12 players, 94, it's reasonable. He'll go up a reasonable amount of money this week, I assume. How much is his break even? 53. So he's going to go up about 20k-ish. I can tell you exactly now. I keep forgetting that I've got the power now to tell exactly how much he's going to go up. Seano has power. Should never give Seano power. 94. So he will go up 35k this week. So he'll be 425. Also, don't forget, I'm still a little bit worried. They do have Rory Laird, even though he's playing more backline to come back as well. They do have some other people to come back, so that was the other reason I didn't pick him. But I definitely get behind the pick. It's not for me, just for the way my team's set up. But if you want to go Rochelle, I think it could be reasonable, and he's still going to be reasonably priced at 400. So, he scored more than my 500k player. So what does Seano know? Everyone, just pick whoever I say don't pick, because that's going to work out just fine. Yeah, Karen, every single, like, he has a dodgy ankle training. Okay, I won't pick him. He has a dodgy ankle the first quarter, of last week's game, so I won't pick him. He has a dodgy ankle again in training again this week, so I can't pick him. He got enough injuries it is. And then he comes out and smashes a minimum of 100 every week. I think he got 90 last week, didn't he? But would have been a good pick, but the ship, I mean, it's still probably, Worrell is still probably affordable. 97. So he's not going up any money. Correct? Live points. Why can't I see the live points? Why don't I see the live points? Is Seano blind? Oh, hello. Should I spoil? Do I want to spoil my video just because I love you guys out there? I love you guys. Sorry, Seano needs about 8 beers to get that emotional. Well, that's congrats. Something happened. I won 4 out of my 7 league matches. All right. Because you guys are lovely enough to join me here on a Monday, I'm going to spoil my rank review video. Please go and at least give me a like on that video when it comes out. And if you're still watching now, maybe we'll make you do. So there's 33 people watching now. If I get 15 likes, we'll do it. We got 7 likes. Come on, give me another 8 likes. There's 33 people watching, and we'll go through my team and how it did here. You've liked Kumar? Nice. That way I can bribe you guys. We can I can slightly bribe you guys to like me, like my video, and then we'll go through and do the team. So I'm watching here. Another 8 likes. 33 people watching now. Give me those 8 likes, and we're going to go through and we'll ruin our round review video for you guys. Kumar says you own him. We're going to stay. We'll stay on this screen. We're going to stay on this screen. Worrell. Oh, you own Worrell. Nice, Kumar. Yeah, good pick. Updated, sir. Thank you, Kumar. Stewart looked to hurt his ankle again. Oh, God. And we talked about Stewart, didn't we? Another reason I didn't go Stewart is because of the injury prone. It's because he's slightly injury prone, but geez, he's looked good. He was very tempted at his price, I was. So, yeah, like I said, out of all the defenders I recommended Clark as my number 1 lock this week. And, of course, he did the worst out of all of them. Dacos did okay. Who were the others? Worrell did really good. Stewart did okay. I don't know. Pick the opposite to Seano. Seems the way to go. Still love you guys for being here, though. Being here and hanging out with me, and even though we're having a disaster of a season and everything, it's still fun. Oh, by the way, DR, if you need a substitute for Stocky, looking at your man here. If you need to scrape the bottom of the barrel, you're looking for help with the Stocky. Yep, scraping the bottom of the barrel. You've no longer got the whiz. I might be available. How's the likes going, crew? 7. Did we get in there? We got any more? We got 13. We only need 2 more. If you're watching, 2 more. That's all it takes, and we're going to ruin our round whatever for video just for you guys. Went down 16k to 30k. Corey, I think that's still not too bad. 30k coming out of the buys, and now you were talking about your team before, and it sounds like you've got a really solid team, mate, and I think you'll climb up there. So while we're waiting let's have a look at some other people's team. I know Michael sent through his team. If you want to post your team here in my Discord, we can do your team, or let me know the name of your team and we'll bring it up through the rivalry system. This is Michael's team. I think this is his last week's team because he didn't even do it with the. So he got in Myers as well, I assume. Yeah, so this is before updated, and he didn't do it with a clicked update, so not too sure how he went this week. A bit hard to tell. He was telling me what his trades were. Michael, what were your trades? You missed 1959, a pretty good score there, Michael. Not too bad. Missing out on Dacos, could have the emergency on either Watkins or Grill. Could have or did have. He sent me this today. English is injured, which may or may not need to deal with, but it sounds like we're probably going to have to deal with it now. Started with Smith on the bench. Hopefully plays next week. Definitely trading Windsor. You only have 26k in the bank. 26,000k in the bank. Yeah, 26. Thoughts, 34 trades and 3 boosts. I think you got a reasonable amount of trades for this time of the season. I definitely think it's probably time for Windsor to go. Still got Windsor. It's probably time for him to go. I wish I had got Pickett instead of Brian Myers this week. But, we do what we do. I mean, your team looks all right. You got Coleman, Jack Lindsay. I'd be looking, deal with English if you need to, and then see what else. Maybe get Farrow. Get Farrow for Windsor. Make some money. Turn English into Gorn. And then bank the rest of the money for next week. You seem to be doing pretty good with trades, Michael. That's what I'd be doing if I was you. Sounds all right to you out there, crew, does it? That is available to you guys as well. How are we going on likes? Do we have 2 more likes yet? 15. All right, crew. Here we go. We got 15 likes. Thank you very much. Sorry to have to bribe you to do it. How do we do? We went down. We thought we might go up a few places. No, we went down. So 1806 is my score for the week. Round rank, it's up 44,000 places, which is nice. But my season rank dropped 3,000 places. So we're going to come out of the buys at 65,000, which is a bit rough. I still think I can make my top 10%, even though we're only ranked in 43% of so far the year. It has been a rough one, so maybe not. It's been a very rough start to the year for me, but probably one of the worst ones I've had in a long time. But I'm going to back my ability to trade and my research and stuff to get the right players in at the right time. But yeah, it's a bit rough. But I thought maybe we might creep up 5 or 10,000 spots, honestly, with the 1,800 score. But no, at least we didn't drop too much, I guess, is the way to go, crew. Kuma, guess your rank. That's not an easy thing to do. Exactly, I don't know, 1,000. There you go. That's a nice guess. Just a nice even number. That'd be a fun number to be. You haven't checked, so take a wild guess. That was a wild guess. The dudes look at your team? We'll definitely do that, Karen. We'll definitely do that. Should we have a look at the round of the week? And then we'll have a look at Karen's team. And then we'll go in and maybe have a play with my team and look at trades and things and whatever. 2,282. Bada bing. Nice score. Zorko, Houston, Coleman, Grill, Jarks, and Sarong. Very nice. Bont, Butters, the other Sarong. Pickett, Bailey, 2 good forwards in the midfield. Okay, Windsor, Smith, Blamiers, Grundy, and De Koning. So he's got Gorn there. Yep, for the captain score. No, who is your captain? Vice captain. I took Grundy's 184. Very nice. Grundy got a 184. I didn't realize. I knew it was big, but I didn't realize it was that big. I got a bit sad when the Eagles hadn't scored a goal when it was almost half time and I went out. Went out to enjoy myself. Which normally I watch the whole game, but it was a pretty disturbing. Sheasel, McDonald, Rochelle, Layla, Cook, and Lombard. And we can't see who the flex is, but nice team. Nice team by this guy. This is a lot better than the fake team that won last week with all the bench that didn't play. This guy's going to overall rank 2,700 here. This guy's going to have a good team come out of the buys. A little bit jealous of his team. Bit light in the defense, but he's bolstered up. He's got a gun midfield. I mean, gun forward line. His forward line is stacked. He's got 2 forwards in the midfield here. He's literally got a completed forward line, maybe an upgrade to Laylaw, and he's got a completed forward line already, which I don't know if I love doing that just because it means you miss out on people like Track and stuff when they come back. But, yep, I like your team, mate. I like this guy's team. Yes, Shorty's SC Tug Tour is in my leagues. He beat me last week, so I know he is there. 15 likes, thank you, Kuma. Kuma, 17K rank, 33 trades and 4 boosts. Yep, I think you're the same as me in trades and boosts, but a lot higher in rank. So well done, Kuma. Very nice. Overall leader had Bruin bench and Watkins on the field. Did he? Oh, overall rank leader. Yep, just shows he might have been a bit ahead of everybody else. Might have been 100 points up or something, or a couple of 100 points up. So far, rankings, Diamond Cutter, this guy. Watkins on, yep, Blamiers on the bench and Bruin on the bench, and Watkins on the field for a 7. How did he score? Scored 2025, still had a good round. How do we feel about Bolton crew? Anyone out there went and got Bolton? You feel happy? You feel happy? And we're going to have a look at Karen's teams now because she's a legend. And we're going to, how do we do this? We go to leagues, we go to rivalries, set up a rivalry, the dudes. Karen, is this you, Karen? I assume it is. Overall rank 41,400. Round 4 score 2015. I think that's a very nice score. Sinclair coming back this week. Got Zorko, Grill, Jarks, Sarong, Lindsay. Still got Fonty hanging out there on the bench. Potential a little bit more money to be made out of Fonty maybe? Or is he gone this week for you, Karen? Bont, Butters, LDU. I wish I had picked LDU. Neil, also think reasonable. I'm tempted to snap Neil up at this cheap price that he is. Bruin Dersma. Wish I had picked Dersma too. Hindsight in Seano world is good. You've kept Petrarca. If he comes back this week, you're a genius, Karen. I'm just saying. If he comes back this week, you're an absolute genius. Watkins, yeah, sorry about that. Murdoch. Grundy in English, very nice with McAndrew. Sheasel, Bailey, Buderick. Mason Cox, going to have to probably do something about that at some point. Maybe this week is the wait. Maybe Oscar Steen or something, would offer you a little bit of flexibility plus a tiny bit of money making. Scary, I don't think I'll be going to Scary, but hopefully Robertson and Marshall are back for you this week. And not too sure who you got in the flex, Karen, but maybe Cox. You don't seem to have too many problems, which is nice. Maybe Fonty down to Farrow would be a good thing for you. You can bank some heap of cash. Maybe you could get Cox up to a decent, depending on how much money you got in the bank. Maybe you could get Cox up to someone who's not too bad. Kuma says, trade English to Grundy or Jackson. Yeah, they both seem good. I think Grundy just had his spike score. Jackson, every week I say I don't know about Jackson. Every week he has a big score. Plus he plays the Eagles in a couple of weeks' time. So I think they're both viable options. I like Grundy better just because he's a solo ruck and he's not doing the double ruck thing. So I think he's got more of a chance to go like the 180 versus like the Eagle type rucks out there, the Flynns of the world, than a Jackson does just because he's a solo ruck and he's out there all the time. The same as Gorn. I think they're both good picks. I don't think you can go wrong with either of them. If it was me personally, I'd probably lean towards Grundy for my team, so that means you should pick Jackson for your team. That's what we're doing from now on. Whoever I say pick, you pick the opposite. Your team's going to be awesome. Flexix McAndrew for the winner. Nice. No, he's on the list. He's on the never again list, Karen, whoever we're talking about. A big jump, you'd fall A big jump. You'd fallen to 80,000. Yeah, nice. Well, nice little comeback there, Karen. Well done. Holmes. Holmes is on the list. Sherlock Holmes. I'm a big Sherlock Holmes fan. Should you go English or Gorn to put McAndrew to R2 and the Bont in the flex? Bont in the flex. Bont likes the flex. God, Bont looked good. I thought Bont was going to score 200 when he had like 100 at halftime. I was going, yeah, he's my captain. And my opponent in my league had English as his captain, which I feel sorry for him. But I was like, yeah, go Bont. Hey, Mass. Yes. That's you, Shorty's SC Tug Tour. Looking at Selwood to Farrow or Fonte plus Buderick to Whitfield and Farrow. Yeah, I like those. I want to get Whitfield, and I guess I'm going to do something about English. I was going to get Whitfield and then maybe just do one more trade, but I might be. Can I afford it with my team? We'll go back. Holmes in flex, Bolton on the never again list. Bolton on the never again list. Yeah. Those people that picked him up, it didn't look like he was going to have a good game, but he eked out at 80 in the end. So, all right, let's have a quick look at me in the way of having a play at trades. Can I afford, if I wanted to go Gorn, can I go Gorn? But I also want Whitfield, which is, so Parrish out 500k. No, I'm short. And how do I get Farrow in? Oh, maybe I can work it out in the flex somehow. Might not be able to do what I want to do, crew. Might not be able to do what I want to do. 300k, that leaves me. Can't get Whitfield this week if I go Gorn. Seano doesn't know what to do. It's going to be a lot of playing around which trades. What if I go Jackson? English out. Jackson in. I'll ruin him for everyone. Beg me. Need to give me another 50 likes to make sure I don't get Jackson in. Really don't want to miss Carroll. Can't do much about to get Whitfield. What I was going to do, I was going to trade, then I was going to do you, and then I got 597. I could get Ash and have no money left over. I could get Whitfield. This is more what I was thinking about doing. So then we would have Whitfield on the field there. Backline looks reasonably okay. Looks okay. Pray to God that Dacos comes back. And then if I want Farrow, I'd have to go Farrow 4. I'd have to boost. And I kind of do want Farrow. We'd have to boost. Activate it. And then we would go like Carroll out for Farrow. Especially because my cash gen is not good. $67k on top of doesn't get me Gorn, right? It doesn't get me Gorn, so I might not have a choice. Gorn is 700k, so even if I wanted to get him, I couldn't. Even if I wanted to get him, if I want Whitfield as well, I'd have to do something dodgy, not get Whitfield and get like a McKercher or a Archie Roberts or something to make it happen. That's a quick think there, crew. I haven't done too much thinking into it, but you know, Selwood and English to Bonton Farrow. Strict. Sounds reasonable to me. Could I check some break evens for you, Kumar? We can. Grundy, Jackson, Buderick, and Watkins, please. That's who you're getting. Grundy, Jackson, Buderick, and Watkins, Kumar. Oh, you want to check their break evens? You're not in front of your thing at the moment. Well, I'll be able to look in my team. So Buderick has a break even of 45. Who else do you want? Jackson has a break even of 127. Grundy, I don't know. Watkins will be huge. So Grundy, break even of 76. Watkins, let's see how much he destroyed his cash gen. 33 break even. He hurt it. He hurt it bad. Hurt his break even. Hurt his cash gen really bad. I guess some things, like you say, in Supercoach, sometimes I couldn't get Watkins. I wanted him desperately. The injury stopped me getting him and kind of missed a bullet. But then at the same time, I missed Cook as well. It hasn't loaded all weekend. Beagle, were you on talking on what's DR stream? Because there's no reason why it should load for everybody else and not for you. Unless it's like on your phone and your app's corrupted and stuff. On a PC, there's no reason why it shouldn't load. 11.4 million team value. What's everyone else? Mine is probably not that. Be surprised if it's over 11 million, to be honest. Mine's 11 million and 36. So you've almost 400k. That's almost 3/4 of the way to a primo more than me, which is one of the things I'm kind of scared about with my team. That I think my team looks okay now. It doesn't look good, but it looks okay coming out of the buys. But people who have got the Cooks and stuff of the world are going to get an extra primo from me than me much earlier. That's what I'm more worried about. Same as Mass. Go back to that one. Yeah, so that's how we did. Predicted to get a 2,178 this week, even though I don't pay any attention to our predictions. Hopefully Marshall will be back. We'll run the team like this. I'd be down to 30 trades and 3 boosts, which is kind of sad for this time of the season. Overall, I think the team looks reasonable. I just wish I had probably 4 more trades. And the team kind of looked like this at the beginning. English 3 to 6, apparently, Kumar. Apparently he went for scans. I'll read you what I read. So this was released by Nerds. Nerds for Life, who does a lot of good Supercoach stuff. Okay. Tim English. The standard recovery time for an MCL injury is 3 to 6 weeks. Bulldogs believe it is low end at this stage. Ed Richards, the distal knee tendon can be unpredictable, anywhere between 2 to 6 weeks if there's a small tear. Scans have confirmed Tim English has suffered a MCL injury. He'll be assessed in the coming days, but he will miss a chunk of football. So 3 to 6 weeks MCL injury. Pretty rough. Pretty rough. Pretty rough. So if I knew it was just going to be 3, I'd be tempted to hold just because of how disastrous trades have been. But it could be any longer than 3. If it's 3 to 6, I guess you have to do it. And looking at these trades, I don't think I've got much of an option. I have to go. I want Gawn, but I kind of think I have to go Jackson. And that could hurt me with how Gawn has been scoring. But I don't really see how, like, How much is Grundy? Maybe can we get Grundy instead of Jackson? Oh, we can't get Gorn. We discovered that we can't get Gorn. We can get Grundy and still have 10 grand in the bank. How's Grundy's run? Who has he got? Who has Mr. Grundy got? He has Wits this week, who didn't manage to hold back Gorn, even though we thought he might. I was like, hey, Gorn's got a high break even. Maybe Wits will hold him to below that. It didn't happen. Then he's got GWS. Then he's got Western Bulldogs potentially without English. And then he's got Melbourne, which is gone. And then he's got North in round 9, where he'll have where Mr. Sherry will be back, I believe, in round 9. Then he's got Collingwood. So Grundy's run isn't the best. Couple of easy matches, then potentially a couple of hard matches. Then he's got Cameron and Steen, and then he's got a couple of easy matches again. So, and what about Jackson? How's his run? We know he's got the Eagles. So he's got... Sometimes it's being a pain. He has Collingwood next week, so the 2 rucks again. Then he's got West Coast. Then he's got Carlton. He's got Western Bulldogs, who may or may not have English back by that time. Hawthorn, Essendon, St Kilda, Brisbane. Right until he gets to North, it's pretty a reasonable run. Not a great run, but a reasonable run. If you use 100k, you bank in a miracle trade to Gorn. Will he survive? Well, Karen, I did just recommend him to the community, so he probably will break his leg in the first 5 seconds of the match. But I'd still get him if I could afford him. But just watch my trades video on Wednesday, and if whoever I pick the opposite one, you'll be fine. We're going to call it the opposite. No, I don't think it's worth going Houston to Whitfield, Kumar. Hold Houston. He had one bad game. He's shown a history in the past to have low games. Whitfield ain't knocking it out of the park. Let's be honest. Whitfield ain't exactly smashing out of the park. He's got 100, a 70, a 96, and a 128. That ain't nothing to write home about. Like, let's focus. Houston's run has got almost the same, if not better. A 94, a 132, then a low score, then 100. So they're pretty much scoring the same. Now, this worries me a bit about Nick Whitfield. He's at a price where he's cheap, but if he continues the form that form, he's not cheap. He's priced about where he's going to get. If he can regain that, he's still got the position. He's still kicking, taking all the kick-ins or whatever, most of them. If he could get back to 100 to 128, you'd be happy. But a few of these 96s and 70s, you could be very unhappy. And this is what we were saying earlier. Does anybody else think anything like these type of backs now? There's just less kicking around, kick marking in the back line now because everyone wants to move the ball quickly. Is that affecting their scores? Is that why they can, like a Whitfield in years past would have a floor of like an 80, not a 60. So is that now going to be a thing where just all defenders can drop you a 60 at any time? And I mean, Ash is the same. Like, we love Ash. We love to look at Ash. But what did he get in the first? What did he get in the first week? He got a 60, didn't he? He got a 69, 136, 130, 100 since then. Looks really good, but I'm just not sure. We might have to deal with these low games for our premium defenders now. They might just have those games. Maybe it's I'm grasping at straws, looking for stuff. You're thinking ahead where VC Gorn into C Bont for you. I mean, like, Gorn's on fire. He looks like he's easily going to be the number 1 ruck at the end of the season. So I can't say to anyone, don't get gone. Yeah, I think that's smarter. Mass is saying keep Houston until after his mid-season bye. If he has too many of those low games, get rid of him. In the meantime, he could just as easily get you 130 as a 60. If we look at his stat line was pretty good. Like, so he had 32 disposals, 18 kicks, 14 handballs, but he kicked 6 clangers. So that's 4 points a clanger. So there's 24 points right there that he could have added on. So that's 120 that he could have got this week if he didn't, spud it up. Disposal efficiency 81%. Besides that, I don't know how you can have 6 clangers and still have disposal efficiency of 81%. So, if he cleans up that ball use, and I have to admit, I watched this game and he literally did seem to kick it straight down the middle to the opposition player heaps of times. 10 contested possessions. How many handball receives did he get? Only 4. What about Dacos, the man I got in? Handball receives 13. That's a little bit worrying. It means he's not the man that they want the ball in his hands type of thing. But, yeah. You don't have enough money to go Fonte up to a primo. I'd suggest going down to Farrow and Kumar. Get the money that way. Farrow looks like, I think Farrow's going to have a pretty high floor for a rookie because it looks like he's a really good kick. So I'd be seriously considering, if you need to make money and you've got Fonte, and how much is Fonte going to is Fonte still got money to be made? Break even at 59. So there's probably not a lot of money to be made left on Fonte now. If he's getting you 70s and 80s like he has the last couple of weeks, he's pretty much made the money. You got what you did. You bought him in at 298k and he's made you 60k. You wanted a little bit more. Like, even if he gets a 90 and a 90 for the next 2 weeks, he only goes up another 16, another 30k. So, and Farrow's probably going to go up a lot more. So if Farrow comes out and gets they're giving him a 46. Let's say he gets a 60. Let's say he averages 60 for the next 3 weeks. So projected to work at 40, 56, 70, 80. So like 90k he's going to go up over 3 weeks if he can average a 60. So that's what you kind of want. You want your rookies to make 100 to 200k. Hopefully we'll have some rookies. We thought we were going to have rookies that were going to make a lot of money this year, but I don't know if, like, except for the ones like Blamir's already made 120k. We're still struggling with the cash gen from a lot of our rookies this year. We thought we weren't going to have that problem this year, but we seem to still be having that problem. Buderick, Watkins, English, and Fonte. I think Buderick is scoring not what we wanted him to score when we bought him, but he's doing what we expect of him now. He's getting a 70. If he can keep getting a 70, he can stay in my team until I've, got a bigger problem too. I can either upgrade him or lower him. I guess you could go Steen for Buderick if you needed a forward. I don't know who I think is more dependable out of Steen or Farrow. Steen is cheaper, so you make more money. If you could get Fonte and Buderick to Steen and Farrow and then go one up, like, I could do that. I could potentially do that and then have another look at the back guys and not get Whitfield this week and choose who I want. But it means I've got one less primo on the field. I would kick my cash gen a little bit in the backside, like in the good way. But yeah, I'd have to think about that. But I kind of feel like I need someone who can get me 120 points, 130 points. And I don't see Steen, or Farrow doing that. Kuma, thinking of Buderick to Farrow and English to Jackson, which leaves you 160k. It's a nice little chunk of cash to be there for future upgrades. Like I say, there's going to be quite a few targets after round 5 once the DPP comes out, especially in the forward line, I think. So it's going to be nice to have a little bit of money in the bank if you can wangle it somehow. You wouldn't rate it. Collingwood were not on that night for scoring. Their whole team seemed off. Would have rated a good idea of scoring for these players. You're holding Jacobs on Houston. Yeah, I think if we also look at the game, see this down here where it says team totals. So Brisbane got 1,928 Supercoach points across the whole team, and Collingwood only got 1,371. So like 500 points difference. That's 500 less points over all their players. So if Collingwood had have actually been competitive, you'd assume that Dacos and Houston probably would have scored a 115 and 120 each. I guess you can play devil's advocate and go on the other side and say, well, the ball wouldn't have been back in the back line of the Magpies all that time, so they wouldn't have scored as much. But, I mean, when one team, this is why you don't pick Eagles players. Unfortunately, even though I love my Eagles, because let's have a look at the Eagles match and the differential between scores. And this is what happens when teams get flogged. Like the difference in scores here, yeah. Sydney scored 800, almost 900 more Supercoach scores as a team, more than the Eagles. Unfortunately, that's why picking players from the Eagles and Richmond and Essendon, like let's have a look at Essendon and see. Essendon actually played okay in the second half, so maybe they're probably not quite as bad. They just got flogged in the first quarter. Yeah, it's only 200-ish points. Well, sorry, almost 400 points. 330 points. So, yeah, that's why it's hard to pick from those teams, no matter how good the players are. There's just less points to go around. And, you know, the good teams, they've got more points to go around, which means your premiums are more likely to score well. Unfortunately, that's the way it works, isn't it? Unfortunately, that's the way it works. How long have we been on? Why doesn't it tell me these things when I look? If you haven't already subscribed and liked, that'd be really nice, crew. Thank you for all the people that liked when I bribed you to do it to show you my team, but I would really appreciate if you went and watched or at least liked my video, even though YouTube only really loves it if you watch the video as well. If you just go and like someone's video as a content creator, we really appreciate that. But YouTube remembers, they're like, that guy only watched the video for like 2 minutes and he liked it. Like, that must be that guy's best mate. So that's fine. But thank you. We've got 19 likes now. So that's really nice, crew. And once again, I can't say it enough how much I appreciate all your support and everyone hanging out with me. So what did you guys think of? So, yeah, maybe Grundy or Jackson for me, I think, which we have no choice, even though we'd like to do Gawn. So I could do Gawn if I went the Farrow and Steen and then Gawn, but then like I'm one player short back here, and I'm just thinking that if Whitfield comes out and gets a 70 or an 80, going to be disappointed. It's going to be a disappointed Seano. And I'm thinking with the rucks too, the run, am I gonna back Jackson's run in and the fact he plays the Eagles, or am I gonna back my gut feel that Grundy is going to be a high scorer over the entire season? Or do we just get Gawn in thinking he's the number one dude and pay, how much was he? 707. I don't know if I've ever paid 700 grand except for anyone but a Bont. 700 grand with a 122, a 141, a 131 and a 175. He's got, is that right? He's got Essendon this week. Oh my God. Then he's got Brisbane. Then he's got Richmond. Then he's got Sydney. But then he's got West Coast. Oh my God. Then he's got Hawthorn. Then he's got Western Bulldogs where English might be back. Oh God. Gawn's going to destroy people. But I feel like one of the reasons I didn't do Gawn this week for Sherry is because I kind of felt like I was getting in 3 premiums, but if I got Gorn, I could only get 2. And so I'll have the same decision this week. I can either get in 2 premiums in the way of, well, Whitfield and replacing a premium, or I can just do a straight replacement. And then I would have to field Lindsay or Selwood on the field in defence. Selwood's still going to make money, break even of 17. See, I don't want to get rid of Selwood yet. He can still make a little bit of money. Lindsay still can make some money. Sarong's making some good money now. Jake's a bit of a lower game for him this week, but, he can't score 80s and 90s every week. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Still going to break even of 6. It's very nice. Wayne says you can't fool the big brother. Better go find some cash for Gorn. Where do you live, Karen? What state and area do you live in? Because if any police officers watching and a bank gets robbed a bit later on tonight, I think it's probably Karen. Go knocking on Karen's door if any banks get robbed in that area. Tassie? All right. Tassie, be on alert for bank robberies. Karen's out looking for some money. I think my Myers pick will be okay, even though he was down later. He was down. I do like the fact that I've shored up my defense. Let's have a think in a little bit into the future, and then I don't think we'll stay on too much longer. And I'll go and do my round video, and I'll release that. And I don't know, is there anybody else out there streaming as well? I know DR kind of said that he was thinking about maybe doing a Monday stream. You guys out there who are watching everybody stream, is anybody else out there streaming at the moment? Or I could potentially go and watch them and do my video as well. And I'll get my round video released tonight for everyone. So either if you're up at midnight, you can't do anything, you're still awake, you can watch it then, or tomorrow, even though you've kind of seen what's happened already. But do appreciate a like on that video too, and as well as all the ones we got today. So, Karen, are you looking forward to Tassie getting their own team? Being a Tassie supporter, you got a crown. You got a crown and chat for being the queen. Yeah, I'm thinking everything. How do I like? No, you're a no stadium. You don't want a stadium in Tassie? I'd assume you shouldn't have to pay for it. The fact that AFL are making you guys pay for it is disgraceful. Wrong spot, too small. Fair enough. You would know it's your neck of the woods, so fair enough. I don't know much about it, to be honest, so I can't give a valued opinion, or opinion where an educated opinion is probably the words which are better for it. What do you crew think about Whitfield? Do you think Whitfield's going to be okay? If we look at his last game, he took a crap load of kick-ins. He took 5 out of 6 kick-ins. Ash only took 1. He had 7 marks. 39 disposals. Is this a worry that it takes 39 disposals to get what score he got? Is this a worry? To get 128, he had 39 disposals. Shouldn't this be like 170 score? Shouldn't this be like a massive score? 4 clangers? If he has to score over 30 disposals to get 100, maybe it's a bad pick. What's his break even? Maybe I can wait a week. What's his break even? His break even is 100. So he's going to have to go big to go up a lot like, even if he gets 120, he's still going to be 550ish. He's still not going to be that expensive. He's going to have to go, huge. He's going to have to go 140, 150. And don't forget, sometimes the back guys don't do too well. And if GWS are flogging Richmond and it's not spending very much time in the back line, GWS aren't kicking any points or anything like that, that might reduce his score. I don't know if I'm sold on the width. I like it because of the price, but I don't like it because of the risk involved. There's a world where you go English for Pickett, hold R2 with McAndrew. McAndrew seems decently reliable for a little while. Let's talk about that. They brought in Rob, and he smacks out his highest score so far. Does this mean he likes a little bit of help, McAndrew? He got to beat up on the second ruck, I mean, you would expect playing solo ruck he gets his biggest score, but no, he waits for Rob to come back. Rob had whatever he had, 40 or 50% of the time on field, and he smacks out a 123. Thoughts on Clayton Oliver instead of Whitfield Paraspol? Well, I don't know if I could go Clary. I prefer Finn Callahan, but I don't think he's as cheap as Clary, right? Oliver's still a 500k, almost what he was at the beginning of the season. 120, 69, 117, 111. My question, Paris, is he a keeper? Is he a keeper for the rest of the season? If he's a keeper, then I say great, lock him in. Haven't seen a massive ceiling score from him yet. If I'm getting in a midfielder, I want to know they can get a massive ceiling score. Now, Clayton Oliver of old can do that. Can the new Clayton Oliver do that? I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm not showing you guys up on chat. Sorry, I missed a few, guys. Actually, I'm going to be, should we? Tackling, he had 12 tackles, so that's not going to happen every week. But it's good to know he likes a tackle. He likes a bit of a hug, the Asian Supercoacher. So it's good to know. It's good to know. At those scores, he's a keep, Paris. All right, if you're happy with that. I'm honestly, for a midfielder, I'm not happy with that. If you're happy with that, that's fine. I want to see big ceiling scores. Not every game. If you're averaging 100, that's fine. But I want you to be able to do the Bont or the Dacos a 150, a Bont or a Bakos or a Butters, a 140 or 150 on your day. And we haven't seen that out of Clayton Oliver yet. And Anderson, I thought he was going to be the man, but he wasn't. McAndrew's Carlton this week, they might still score 80 plus. Yeah, Pittman's been okay, so could be all right. And it's only 1 week with the Rob experiment, and Rob didn't look that great, did he? So it could be, not that good. Anyway, crew, I think I'm going to round it up. I'm getting a little bit hungry, and like I said, we did go for 4 hours last time, so we're not going to do that this time. I'm going to go and make my round review video and put it out. And VC and C options, okay, cool, we can do that. For me, in my Seano team, actually, give me 2 secs. I'll be right back, and then we'll do the VC. It'll be 2 seconds. All right, we're back. we'll do it very quickly. VC, and captain options. For my team, obviously, I'm going to do it in my video as well. So again, once again, ruining my round video. Hopefully, you guys and girls will watch anyway. But I love the support anyway. Great stream, thanks, Ranger. Ed Richards was just a one-off. Hey, I saw that thing in Facebook. So what did the Facebook say? Ed Richards has an issue with the tendon. A distill sounds like he should be making some alcohol. A distill knee tendon can be unpredictable, anywhere between 2 to 6 weeks, if there's a small tear. So that's as 7 News Melbourne and AFL. So that's what the tweet says, or what Nerds for Life says. So hopefully that is hopefully that's not the case. VC team lineups. Adelaide Collingwood versus Fremantle. I don't know if I could go Dacos after a injury scare. Essendon versus Gawn. If you've got Gawn, definitely a sneaky pick. I think I'd go Bont as the vice on Saturday for me. And if that fails, maybe Butters, even though he hasn't been knocking it out of the park, or even a Sinclair could be a cheeky one versus Port. GWS, I don't really own any GWS players that I trust for Sunday. Geelong, if you own a Geelong player versus West Coast, like a Bailey Smith or a Holmes, I think that's going to be a great option. I like to put the VC on who I think I'm going to do the best. So Bont, if I can get the VC on Bont, I'm going to put the VC on Bont most weeks. I think probably, but if I had Gawn, I'd probably have a go at Gawn versus Essendon too. So I'd probably, if I had Gawn or you go Gawn, I'd go VC Gawn into Bont. But if you don't have Gawn, I think VC and you got Bont, VC Bont into either a Geelong player or potentially Zach versus St Kilda, or maybe even a sneaky Sinclair if I don't want to go Zach Butters. Just to be, just to be a little bit different. No, I wouldn't captain Grundy just because Gawn destroyed Wits. I mean, Wits has a really good record of holding sides down. So just because one guy, the best guy in the league, got a hold of him, doesn't mean they all will. So, yeah, look, okay then. So 75 points last year scored. The year before that was 158. I wonder if that was against Wits. And then he's got a 60. So I would, if you want to VC him, okay. You want to VC him and have a look, but I definitely wouldn't captain him. If you wanted to VC him, I would consider it. But I definitely wouldn't captain him just in case. I don't really know what happened to Wits this week, whether you guys watched the game and saw was Gawn just too good. We know why Grundy scored a fortune this week, because Grundy played West Coast Flynn. And I pretty much assume Flynn will be dropped this week. He hasn't been able to compete against any ruck, which is sad because I was hoping when they got Flynn in that he would be okay, but the fact of the matter is he's not okay. And I'll bring back Bailey Williams, who is pretty much not okay as a ruck, I assume. What Seano dreams about. In Seano Dreamland, I go to bed and I lie there and I dream about Cooper Duff Tyler playing in the ruck. That's what I dream about. Might not happen this year, but at some point, he can play around the ground so well. But Grundy is also good around the ground. He is, out of all the rucks, Grundy is also good around the ground. So, that's why he had such a good year last year. It wasn't because he dominated other rucks. He regularly doesn't dominate the other rucks. He gets around the ground, where Gawn does both, right? Gawn dominates in the ruck, and then he dominates around the ground as well. So that's why I would love to have him in my team. But can't afford him. I can't afford him. Oh, no. Anyway, crew, like we said, I'm going to wrap it up now. Seano is hungry, and Seano is very appreciative of everyone yeah, everyone out there. And I'm going to say my goodbyes like we usually do. But before I go on and do that, if you would love it, if you haven't already subscribed, to subscribe. Like this video if you haven't liked it already, or if you're watching in the future, and leave me a comment down below, in the future, if you're watching this, about telling me how your team did. Hope everyone goes and watches my round 1 or round whatever 4 review video now that I've spoiled it. But it was an absolute pleasure being here with all of you. And so I really do appreciate you. Everyone was extremely well behaved and courteous tonight after our little rant that we had at the beginning. Once again, a big shout out to DR, and hopefully his family member is okay, and hopefully that stooge who was giving him a hard time takes a short walk off, or a long walk off a short plank somewhere into a pond full of great white sharks. Ranger, thank you very much. Strictly AFL, thank you very much. Karen, thank you very much for being here. Paris Pole, thank you very much. The Asian Supercoacher, thank you for being here with me today. Wayne Randalls, thank you for hanging out. Kumar, thanks for being here. Mass, thanks for being here. Who else hanged there? Corey, always a pleasure, my friend. Cheese, don't get too down about your team, Cheese. I'm sure you'll have a comeback. Muzz, nice to see you, Muzz. Anybody? Michael Rubenstein, nice to see you, buddy. Anybody else? Oh, there's Nath BWA. Thanks for dropping by. I think that's it. If I missed your name, sorry, but thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for watching the video in the future, if you're doing that. And yeah, watch my round 1 video coming out this evening within a couple of hours. Usually takes me a couple of hours to make a video, so it'll come out then. And as usual, we will have a trades and captains video, which will be out by Wednesday, maybe Tuesday night, but by Wednesday, and then our usual live video on Thursday, as we normally do. It'll be a little bit later this week. Last week was a bit earlier. This week it'll be early afternoon for you guys and girls in the Eastern States. So hopefully I will see you all again then, and I will talk to you then. Yeah, have a great day. I'll talk to you then.